Hello humans, Master Genderflex here, bringing you the low quality content you deserve, and today we will be going over the new TCG support for Burning Abyss. Now, I know if you're reading this card, it doesn't say BA on its name, but I want you to understand that that is a typo. That this is Bow the Lights, the Dawn's Light of the Burning Abyss, and I will show you why. First off, we are going to show off this quick combo to give you an example of what these three new cards can do. But regardless, it's very important to recognize these cards felt like they couldn't make Burning Abyss monsters directly, so they made these. So what you need for this combo is Tour Guide from the Underworld and Bow the Dawn's Light. So we will normal summon Tour Guide, activate its effect, and we are going to special summon either Graph or Versalgo. Either one will do the exact same thing for what we're going to set up, because whatever we don't summon will get brought out, will get dumped with Cherubini. But, now we get to this card. So both the new monsters, this card, monsters in your leftmost and rightmost main monster zones cannot be destroyed by card effects, period. And that seems to be referencing a certain archetype that likes to blow itself up. You can only use one of the following effects once per turn. You can target one fiend effect monster you control, negate its effects, and if you do, special summon this card. If only the monsters that blew themselves up had their effects negated. And then, if this card is sent to the graveyard, under any circumstance, you can add one Mutiny in the Sky from your deck to your hand. Yeah, so, this card might be negated, but Tour Guide is not, so we can go ahead and target the Tour Guide and negate its effects to special summon this card. And now, what's really funny about this extender is if Valor doesn't get hit with Imperm or Valor, but like with Ash or Impulse, you can still target it and do that, with this card. So that's a pretty funny aspect about this, but we are going to link these two off into what I already said, Cherubini, and Cherubini is going to send Graph. Graph will special summon Seer, and next we will overlay these two into Dante. Now let's see, I forgot to add Mutiny in the Sky. Regardless, that's what this does when it's into Graveyard. So we are going to go ahead and attach the Tour Guide specifically to Mill 3. WoW Warrior, Farfa, and Dragon's Mine. So Dragon's Mine is the only one I actually want to show off. The other two, I want to show off something kind of different. Except WoW Warrior, this is the best card in the game. No need to explain that. Next, we'll link these two off into a Nightmare Unicorn as a link 3. Seer target Dante, Dante target Seer. We will go ahead and cycle these two back. And then we will link these two into a link 4, which is a Bow, and then the Dante will trigger again to get back the Graph. Now, we can look at this fusion spell. Fusion summon one Fiend or Fairy fusion monster from your extra deck by shuffling Fiend and or Fairy monsters from your graveyard into the deck as material. If this card is in your graveyard, you can send one Fiend or Fairy monster from your hand or face-up field to the graveyard, add this card to your hand. Now, if you can't tell, this is a Burning Abyss card, and the other one is a Burning Abyss card. Hopefully it's very obvious now why I'm saying this. So we are going to go ahead and shuffle back Farfa, and a Fusion Substitute, which is a Fiend, which matters for this combo, because it needs a Fiend as a Fusion under all circumstance, for Grapha, the Grapha Fusion. And now, let's take a look at this inboard. So when our opponent activates a card, we have the Pseudo Omni negate a Grapha, and it will make us discard Seer. Seer will target Dante and special summon it, so now the counter trap is online. Next, we also have the additional pop of a Bow, and then when the Graph is sent, it will summon the Farfa, which blows up, and when it does, it banishes another monster. So we have a pop, a Pseudo Omni negate, an actual counter trap Omni negate, and a quick banish. So 4 interactions here, but then finally, the interaction, I think it's the funniest one to show off. We'll just say we have a random draw here. When we get back into our turn, we can go ahead and send off any Fiend to go ahead and add back Mutiny in the Sky. And when we do that, we will activate it and we will shuffle back a grand total of 3 Fiends. And that will be these ones. And that will make the new fusion Loose the Dusk Dark. And like the original monster, monsters in your leftmost and rightmost main monster zones cannot be destroyed by card effects. And once per turn, you can target a card your opponent controls, send a Fiend or Fairy from your deck to your graveyard if you destroy that card. And then if another card you control is destroyed by card effect, except during the damage step, you can target one card on the field, destroy it. So actually, let's go ahead and put back the Seer and dump the Unicorn back. So we'll say we activate this, and we will dump Graph. I said Seer. Pop a monster, Graph will trigger, and that will summon Farfa, which will blow up, banish another, this will trigger to destroy another. As you can see, it's like the most obvious Burning Abyss support to ever exist, and it's also like just a bunch of fiend goop in here. And one final thing about this package I find so fascinating. Let's say for some reason on this turn 3 you cannot win the game, somehow. We will go back into the next turn, and we will go ahead and dump the Fusion Substitute to pop another card. Then we will send this off to grab back Mutiny in the Sky, and then we will go ahead and activate it to shuffle back this and the Fusion Substitute for Grapha. This engine is absolute. Because you can just send off the fusion to do it again and again and again, you're kind of just given infinite fusion materials, so you can't really run out of deck. As crazy as this is to say, you can no longer be spent on like Seers or Graphs anymore, because they're just infinite now. Because of this fusion spell, the fact that it can not only put back all your monsters, but the fact that it can put back the fusions it's summoning itself means that you can't run out, ever. So you can just mill yourself into oblivion, and each time you get closer to seeing, like, Dragon's Mind or a, transaction rollback with the Trap Engrave. Like, each time you're doing it, you're dumping out all your monsters to try to see your traps, and then afterwards you just put your monsters back, so you're never spending resources, which is what I find so fascinating about this engine. And I don't doubt you can put this in other decks, because this is a fairly powerful effect, and this being a semi-generic fusion spell is also kind of scary, because, like, we have semi-generic, like, fusions that can use that. But yep, that's going to be it for me. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and hopefully this inspired some ideas, because I think this fusion spell is really, really cool. But that's going to be it for me. Thank you all for watching, and remember, Master Flax will take your soul.